Hey there everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Warmup. I'm Ashley Bullington, your host. We have a great show for you this week, jam-packed with all kinds of games, as Texas high school football is underway and the lights of Friday night are brighter than ever. Week 1 of Texas high school football had some fireworks. These teams went off and gave us some great games. Week 2 should have just as many, as these teams have more of their kinks worked out and will be rolling. Under the Friday night lights, let's see what we have on tap on Inside High School Sports in the lineup. Denton Guyer and Denton Ryan are going at it in a battle for Denton this week, and it is our Whataburger game of the week. This is only the third time, guys, the third time these two teams have met in the last 7 seasons. Holy moly. And Ryan won the previous 2. Now, who will win it in 2021? Denton Ryan, the defending Class 5A Division I state champion, is 86-5 since the start of the 2015 season. Only 3 schools have beaten Ryan in that span: Allen, Highland Park, and Alvin Shadow Creek. Guyer will need another big game from its defense if it's going to beat a Denton Ryan team that has won 60 consecutive regular season games. Last week, Guyer allowed just 209 yards of total offense, forced 4 turnovers, and didn't allow a point in the first half in a 46-17 win against Hebron. Jackson Arnold took over as Guyer's new starting quarterback and accounted for 225 yards of total offense and 2 touchdowns. Matt Diggs would call me an Aledo homer, but I love those Lone Star boys too, and so this is one that is definitely on my radar, as Aledo and Lone Star are going to be facing off in week 2 up in Frisco. Last season, this one was close, as Aledo was victorious 34-32. But the Bearcat squad looks just a little different this season, as their main target, JoJo Earl, has graduated, and they are hoping to see someone shine on the offense. But the 10-time state champions know obviously how to win with the weapons they have. Lone Star, though, has an ace in top prospect Garrett Rangel. Rangel has put up some great career numbers, and in 2020 he racked up 2,422 passing yards and 27 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. This game will be an interesting one to watch this week. Some really great games coming up on this week's Inside High School Sports, Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. on NBC5. Now it's time for a battle. Hey everyone, the battle this week features 2 teammates, as we have Wakeland Wolverines on with us. Guys, introduce yourselves to our adoring fans.
My name is Davion Woolen. I go to Wakeland High School. I'm a senior, and I play safety and wide receiver.
My name is Jared White. I also go to Wakeland. I'm also a senior, and I am the starting running back for Wakeland.
So guys, who's gonna take the crown in the battle this week?
Me, because he doesn't know anything.
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
First question: what sport is described as the beautiful game? Whoever can answer it first gets the point. That's how we run this.
Soccer.
Football.
Yes, Jared is correct. It is soccer. Question 2. How long is the total distance of a marathon?
26.2 miles, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, what is the only sport to be played on the moon?
Football.
Baseball.
Soccer. None.
Golf.
Golf it is.
No way.
I'm like that.
Okay, in which sport do teams compete to win the Stanley Cup?
Oh, hockey.
Point to Davion.
Oh.
That is just a free hit. 2-2. Last question. Whoever gets this one takes the championship. Approximately how many Texas high school football players are there in the state of Texas? Whoever can get the number the closest wins. You have your answers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, show me. Can't see it.
I got a mill.
million.
I got a mill. I don't know. I wrote a bill.
It's
What was it?
167,400.
Oh, I was way off.
Oh.
Neither of us is close.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, thank y'all for competing in the battle. Jared, do you have words that you would like to say about your win?
You know, I always take the dub, especially against Davion, because
Oh,
Davion can't
all
compete
right.
with me. I'm just too top tier for him.
Well, we
All right.
hope that Wakeland can pull out a win this week against JJ Pierce. We will have highlights of that on our show Inside High School Sports Saturday at 6:30 p.m. on NBC5. We also like to hype up some games that you won't be seeing on Inside High School Sports as we dive into the hype for some games you should look out for. Rockwall and Jesuit go head-to-head this week. Rockwall used the ground game to get ahead against Cedar Hill last week as they won 42-29. Yellow Jackets racked up 403 yards of total offense, and 280 of those came from the ground. Their offense scored on almost every drive that did not end on a turnover. They are hoping they can carry that momentum into this week. Jesuit is going to need to put up some big defensive stops in order to keep up with Rockwall. Jesuit defeated Marcus 38-34 last week, holding the Marauders to a goose egg in the first quarter. Quarterback Gage Roy had 231 passing yards in their win. Will Rockwall's defense shut down another offense, or can Jesuit take them down? Arlington and Cedar Hill are also clashing on the gridiron. Cedar Hill took an L in week 1 from Rockwall, and defensively they struggled with the Yellow Jackets ground game, even though they had 4 turnovers. The Longhorns graduated more than 50 players from a team that reached the UIL Class 6A Division II championship game. The Colts took Skyline down last week, 35-27. They had 274 total yards, and most came from the passing game for the Colts. This matchup last season had the Longhorns down at halftime to come back and defeat Arlington 28-21. But what will happen in 2021? So, what's trending from the social world this week? Let's find out on The Buzz. Some big plays happened last week, and holy crap, this is an Odell Beckham Jr. type-ish. Hunter Summers goes deep into the end zone for Prosper and makes this one-handed amazing catch for the touchdown. Holy moly, that was pretty. It was an extremely somber week for those at Azle High School, as offensive lineman Jack Schwantz and his father were killed in a plane crash. The Hornets honored him, though, in what would have been his senior last game of his high school career. They walked out with his 58 jersey and only had 10 players on the field instead of 11 for the first offensive snap. They even used the ball that he was practicing with at home the night before his death with his brother. Coach Devin Doris said that there is a new standard set for his Hornets that will be what Jack set. The family is asking, instead of flowers and cards, please donate to the Jack Schwantz Memorial Scholarship. That's all we have for this week's episode. To stay up to date with all things Inside High School Sports, follow our social accounts. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. By following, we will get you ready for the highlight of the sports weekend. Inside High School Sports, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. on NBC5, hosted by Pat Doney. Thank you for watching the warm-up. We are excited for another season. I am Ashley Bullington, and I'll see you next week.